So Auntieways.
So Auntieways.
So Auntieways.
Girl, what's the tea?
So Auntieways. So Auntieways.
Crack what you really want.
So
Hey,
Auntieways.
it's crack what you really want. Miss Booby's about to get red to kick off this episode of So Auntieways. Matinga, this is audio podcast. Nobody can see that, thank God. Okay.
There's people in the room.
Matinga, do you know why we're going to come for Miss Booby? She ain't never seen Grey Gardens.
Boo, you've never seen Grey Gardens?
I barely heard of it.
Oh,
Wow.
Miss Boo. Oh, God.
Gagging.
You need to, honey, not only have I seen Grey Gardens, I've seen the documentary Grey Gardens, then the documentary that came after Grey Gardens, because they did a second one.
The Beals
Then
of Grey Gardens.
The Beals of Grey Gardens.
Right.
And then they made the movie with Drew
With Drew
Barrymore,
Barrymore and
and
Jessica
Jessica Lange. And then me and Michael went to go see the musical.
I saw it twice. And what brought this up was I was telling Booby with
Christine Lottie.
Not Christine Lottie.
It
Christine
wasn't
Ebersole.
Lottie?
Christine Ebersole.
Oh, Christine Ebersole, yeah.
Because I was telling Booby, I feel like I'm living a song from the musical version, which is called Another Winter in a Summer Town, which has been my experience up here in Hooterville.
But isn't there a song where like she sings and then she makes a funny note stage like la 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 la.
La, la, la.
Like that.
Oh, the revolutionary costume of the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, so funny.
Booby, we're
Really
going to
good.
start your Grey Gardens journey soon, Miss Booby.
It's these two very rich, or once rich. They were once rich, but now
I said soon, not now.
destitute. Well, real quick, old white ladies, but from like the Beals, like that's connected to the Kennedys. And they had this beautiful house that they called Grey Gardens. That house still exists, but they let it fall into decrepitude. And then these people, the Males brothers, right? It was two guys, the Mazels, did a documentary about them. And honey, like they're crazy, but the one that was
little Edie, because it's Big Edie and Little Edie.
She, honey, you want to be her after a while. She's so fierce, honey. She's staunch. I have a T-shirt. I'll wear it next week. A Little Edie T-shirt, and like she does, honey. She comes out and does dance numbers.
Miss Booby, do you remember Jinx Monsoon?
Yeah,
she plays Little Edie.
She plays Little Edie in that season's Snatch Game. With the pants wrapped around her head as a fashion statement. Regardless,
it's so good.
This is So Auntieways. I am Mike Diamond.
And this is Miss Matinga.
And this is Booby.
And now that we've gotten our recap of Grey Gardens out of the way, we are free to dive into this week's episode. And just to note, yes, go on.
But firstly, just super quick, just out of sheer curiosity, the other night you bugged me out, Michael, because you sent me a text like at midnight. You're never up at midnight, or right around that time. You were like, "Oh, I'm about to watch Birds of Prey."
Yes.
I was like, how bizarre! Like that's so not a movie.
I was also texting Booby about it too.
Did you enjoy Birds of Prey?
Yes, I did. Let me tell you.
Wasn't it cute?
And that movie's like a year and change. And I've had it all this time. I was just like, I need something just colorful and light and stupid. And my God, how violent that film is.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I thought it was fun and stupid. The soundtrack was banging. And one of my previous boy crushes, Ewan McGregor's in it, which I didn't realize.
Ewan, I love as Black Mask.
But the violence.
It's very subtle, but he's gay. But
Miss Booby, I text you, I'm like, is he
subtle.
Gay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's
I don't know
subtle.
how subtle it's supposed to be, honey.
It's like a little eyeliner and like a hand on a shoulder.
And
also Montoya is a lesbian and Harley is bisexual.
Yeah.
Montoya, you mean Rosie Perez?
Tired Rosie Perez. Exhausted, weak Rosie Perez.
You're just mad. You're just mad because Barbara Gordon wasn't in it.
Well, I didn't even bother to see it. I think I've read about it because I've read Birds of Prey for many, many years. And in Birds of Prey is Barbara Gordon as the Batgirl. the Huntress and Dinah as the Black Canary. And then
Right.
Harley is always the nemesis. Every once in a while, she'll jump in and help them, but only if it's, to accomplish her own means. So it's like, I was like, without Barbara, it's
You
a
know
no for
what,
me.
though?
It's a no.
Let go of your expectations, because expectations are just disappointments waiting to happen, my dear. Okay?
Thank you, RuPaul.
So
Thank you.
enjoy it. Now, admittedly, I come into these things not a comic book diehard like you guys, so I didn't even know the story at all.
Yeah.
Remember I said don't judge Gal Gadot before you see it, Miss Matinga?
That's true, because I was unhappy.
So
Right at the beginning.
Just give it a whirl. It's less than 2 hours. It's really fun. It's hyper violent. Jesus Christ. And by the way, I think I saw your review of it on Rotten Tomatoes. It said turds of prey. No.
Turds of prey, honey.
Why don't we do our version? Birds of hay.
Birds of hay, hey.
So yes, I did see it. I did like it. The soundtrack was great, and it was light and fun and stupid.
I may give it a shot. I didn't watch Suicide Squad for the same reason. I was like, nope, don't like the lineup.
You know what though? You might not like it because you like that abattoir on screen that is Justice League, and abattoir is my word of the day. You like
the Snyderverse,
that
the Snyderverse.
4-hour dirge. You might
not the Joss version.
You might not like this colorful, candy-colored, fun version of.
I want my superheroes dealt with in all seriousness. It's very serious. I just like Star Trek. There's humor, but it's very serious. This is a serious thing. You're like, you were very like, where are the jokes, girl?
We're gonna get to the comments at the end. Yes, birds that slay, Linda. Where are the jokes? They're in this film. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. Yes. Now,
I do like Margot.
Speaking of things that we like, let's get to the first segment. Girl, what are you featuring? Who'd like to start? Okay, I will. So what I've been doing to relax in this time of global crises and personal dramas that we won't get into, I have found it very relaxing to watch those live webcams from specifically a place called Folly Brook Farm. Is it Folly Brook Farm? Folly Farm in the UK. And I like the barn webcam because it's little goats running around. But they also have like giraffes, penguins, and lions. And I find it I'm just like watching these animals hang out and eat and play. And it's springtime, so they're all having their babies.
Yeah.
So what I'm featuring is live animal webcams.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's
weird.
It's very relaxing.
Weird. I have a live 24-hour webcam in my room, and I also call it Folly Farms.
Right.
Strange. And honey, people are giving birth.
Right.
Shit is happening.
They'd be like, girl,
bushes are growing.
Did you see the barnyard cam?
Honey.
Yeah.
Honey.
Goats.
Goats.
Hey.
Baby goats.
Honey, goatsy.
Goatsy made a special appearance.
Goatsy and little you know that song?
Dozy dotes and goatsy. Wait.
And little lamb eat ivy.
A
little lamb eat a little.
Which is not true because ivy is toxic and it would kill a lamb.
Yeah.
Thank you for killing the song, Myrna.
Whatever. That's what I do.
It's kind of like that time that we were at the club, Booby, and you kept on singing "Chitty Chitty Bang Bang," and I turned to you and I was singing it, and I was really fucked up, and I was like, "Oh no, what a shitty gangbang! What a pity shitty gangbang!" And we cracked
Pretty
up.
shitty bang bang.
A pretty shitty gangbang.
Oh, scat girl. So what are you guys featuring this week?
Boo?
Well, I ironically, I'm featuring what you're featuring. We were just talking about it before we started shooting. I got at work, we got a female dog and her 8 newborn puppies to rehabilitate and get out to be adopted and all that stuff. So I've been dealing with puppies and puppy breath and baby puppy smells. And oh my God, just too cute for words. And, cleaning up after them and all that stuff. So, but it's fun. So that's my love for the week is baby puppies.
Because what you do is you work with animal rescue.
Animal
rescues, exactly.
And what kind of dog is it that had all these little puppies?
She's like you would think a German Shepherd, but smaller. She's barely a year old herself. So she's a puppy herself. Having puppies kills me.
Ugh.
And she came in gaunt, bones sticking out everywhere, and then her udders to the floor.
Been there.
Trust.
on a Saturday night.
Honey, if I took this shirt off,
Honey. Right. Others on the floor, goatsy for the room. Hello.
Thank you.
Okay, that's a visual thing. Well, but you guys are fattening her up.
She's got the best diet that money can buy, and she's already producing more milk for her puppies, so they're full more, which means they're sleeping more. So it's all the trickle down effect.
Literally,
that's what Reagan talked about.
Oh, well, I'm happy to hear that, and I guess that those little puppies will all be adopted out soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're only 3 weeks, so we have to get them to 8. What is it? 8 to 12 weeks.
8 to 12 weeks.
To start adopting out. So all we're doing is just fattening them up and getting them big and strong.
How do people find these doggies that you rescue?
Yes.
Go on to petfinder.com.
Oh, and then like by zip code, whatever that local zip code. Okay, very good. Well, I think you're doing good work, Booby.
Thank you, baby.
I give you the applause. Applause.
Oh, one of my least favorite songs of Gaga.
It's not a great one.
I do not live for the applause.
Yeah. What about Stupid Love?
I don't like Stupid Love either. I do off the last album. I like Rain on Me and Alice. My name isn't Alice. Na, na, na,
oh,
na,
so
na,
she's
na,
biting off Whitney now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although it's kind of like an Alice in Wonderland theme, but kind of hitting off of something that Miss Booby said about trickle down economics. Reagan's trickle down economics never trickled down onto me. I mean, I thought it had to do with piss play, so like I just like started having sex way too early.
Yeah.
Right.
So my favorite,
Mama, just say no.
Mama, just say, well, you say. Oh, I'm not even gonna get into it.
All right, girl. What are you featuring, Miss Matinga?
So I've got 2 little things. There's just 2 little things this week.
But enough about your butt cheeks.
Trust, honey. Well, I'm starting to get my mom's body where like I used to have like a flat butt, but now it's gone concave. So it's like really like naked is not a good look for me, girl.
Right, darling. You're like a soggy pipe cleaner at this point.
It's like if I'm naked from a block away, they're like, "Oh, look at Miss Matinga. But honey, she's wearing a fur coat. Oh no, she's wearing a strapless gown. Oh, the bitch is naked.
Oh shit.
No.
Work, honey. Yeah.
So I am bored to death. And so one of the real highlights of the last couple weeks was that Godzilla versus King Kong premiered. And I didn't have high expectations because I thought Godzilla King of the Monsters was just okay. But I did enjoy the King Kong and the first Godzilla. But I really enjoyed this. It was stupid. It was silly. It looked really, really great. It gave me all the silliness I needed. The people are not important.
Is Barbara Gordon in it?
Miss Barbara Gordon is not, but she would have made it better.
Oh yeah.
She definitely would have made it better. But but you still had Alexander Skarsgård in a thankless role in which
I know
that he just walks through and makes no impact whatsoever. And he's so great. But I was like, girl, honey, he just got his paycheck.
Good.
He looked good.
Does he do a nude scene?
Good. No nudes.
No.
It would have been hard to sort of. Except for like in the middle where he's like wearing a coconut bra and he's like Kong 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 Kong. That's from the original Japanese Godzilla versus King Kong, and there were throwbacks, but like everyone has their moment. I love the little girl. Kong is so big in this one, like he's gigantic. He's like 200 feet tall. So like for him to relate to a human being, I was like, how does
much less a little girl.
Much less this little tiny girl, but she's really, really good. And that actress is deaf, and she really, really gives a performance. But it really was just about the monster fights and they're fierce, darling.
I don't know if she does.
And I really, really, really enjoyed that. And then just a silly thing. I've been watching this.
I'm waiting to watch Godzilla versus King Kong on a night that I can really focus, so I can really get into the subtext and all the nuance of it.
Good, smart.
You do that. You do that.
Yeah.
And but it's fun.
It's fun, Mama.
Fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah.
And Godzilla is thin.
She's thin, darling.
Thin, darling. And also, I'm, as everybody does, I endlessly scroll through YouTube, and I found this like silly vlog from Japan. It's these two queens. One is American, but she lives in Japan. They both, of course, she speaks Japanese, but they're doing it in English. And his best friend, Meng, who is Chinese, living in Japan. And the vlog is called Tokyo Bottoms. Tokyo Bottoms, and they're two queens, and they like take you to like the gay spots in Tokyo, and then they talk about manga and comic books, and they open each episode. They open each of their episodes by turning to the camera and going like this: "Hi, Tokyo Tops," and it's so funny. They're super silly, but it's like Tokyo is a very interesting place, and I'm totally standing them right now. They're so fun, and girl, they're thirsty. Like they're thirsty for the men. Like
At
they
any
are
point,
out there.
does either one of them show their Tokyo Rose?
I'm sure if you sent a DM and they're like, and they talk about how like there are no tops in Tokyo.
Welcome to planet Earth.
Topless Tokyo.
Yeah,
Topless
and they take you to like the gay bars in Tokyo, which are whack and crazy, and it's really fun. And I've been enjoying them. I've been enjoying. They're very like it's very on the low, and like you have to walk down a corridor and go down a set of stairs, and then up an elevator, and then like do these special things.
But there are like districts in Tokyo that are like red light districts are much more open about that.
Yeah, like Shinjuku, and there are but they're going to like little.
Right, Harajuku,
speakeasies.
The Pokemon district. There's a lot of spots you can go to.
Yeah, the white queen is really funny, and she thinks that she can sing, and it's funny.
I can't take white queens like that.
Yeah. So those are the two things that have been entertaining me this week.
Mm-hmm. Those are good ones. All right, well, that was very varied, and I'm here for it. Let's move on to our next segment. I totally forgot where I am and who I am. Oh. Boy crush. We're going to talk about our boy crushes.
The
Who
boy
would
crush.
Like to start?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Bring it, Booby.
Mine is a blast from the past. Do you know who Kevin Richardson is?
Kevin Richardson.
He's the cute.
Is he British?
He's in the boy band.
Girl, I don't know what
from
that
the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah,
and he's the one with the really deep voice and the black goatee.
Cute. No, the tall one. He's just adorable.
The tall one with the black goatee. Yeah. And he's got a really deep voice.
He's my favorite right now. All right.
The Backstreet Boys. I mean, they could never come for Boys to Men. They could never come for Boys to Men, but I think that Backstreet Boys are, aside from Boys to Men, are the fiercest boy group. Like those voices, so beautiful.
The lead singer, another also adorable,
but kind of religious,
became born again Christian. Yeah,
born again Christian. I'm telling you, God ruins everything.
God ruins everything, darling. That's going to be the new merch. God ruins everything.
Ruins everything.
So Backstreet Boys is I'm thinking New Kids on the Block. I'm all confused. Okay.
No. New Kids on the Block could not sing.
They could not sing.
New Kids on the Block. Oh, New Kids on the Block. That's more like the time of like New Edition, right?
New Kids on the Block is like and then they came back with that hit, Pretty Lady If You're Single. With shingles, come and ride my dick tonight.
Oh,
pretty
word.
mama, you got shingles. I want some Pringles.
Tingles.
It gives me tingles.
All right.
And they came back. They actually came back. I love the there's one cute guy in that, and then also the Wahlberg dude.
Kevin Richardson is the one with the beard
and the very structured face.
And he's kind of stout. Is he like kind of beefy? Is he kind of beefy?
Not really.
All right,
he's kind of tall and thin.
I'll have to Google them later because I don't know what they look like. But all right, let's hear it for that. Kevin Richardson. Hashtag RuPaul's Drag Race. Matinga, who is your boy crush this week?
My boy crush this week, because I saw a picture of him on Instagram and he was serving body and legs, is Miss Milo Ventimiglia.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
Girl, I had a dream about him 2 nights ago.
Honey, the legs are fabulous. But
Slamming.
you know, he was also like many years ago, he was on Heroes, and
Heroes.
now you know, then you know, This Is Us. He's a good actor. He's kind of short, but the face, like not just the body, like the face is serving. Cara, darling.
I'm gonna have to
Cara.
Google that one too.
Miss Milo Ventimiglia, live, and he's legitimately a good actor.
What is he
Yeah.
in currently that I might have seen him in? Because I honestly can't even conjure an image of him.
This is
I
us.
mean, This Is Us, but he's not even in that anymore because his character passes away. But like but his presence is still felt.
And now it's called This Is Us, but not you.
right.
Right.
This is us
Right.
minus you.
Minus you.
Minus
God
you. Okay?
ruins everything. Okay, so
Which is
that's
actually that's what Diana said to the Supremes, honey. This is us minus you.
Well, like I was telling you, girl, you know how when women are all together, their periods get synchronized?
Yes.
And that's the real reason the Supremes broke up.
Honey,
Much country and PMS, girl.
Oh, the bitchery was great. Honey, wigs were getting snatched, Jarla.
Snatched.
Ooh.
Girl, you didn't want to be on that tour bus, girl.
Nuh-uh.
Sponsored by
Honey.
Always with Wings, girl.
Girl. It's
Yeah.
like it was like that scene from The Shining when the blood is coming out of the elevator and it just fills up the whole room.
Oh, that's just flow. No, that's really
just flow.
flow.
Honey, that's just heavy flow.
Girl, somebody do something about Cindy Bird song.
Trust.
Well, okay. So my boy crush of the week, I actually did a little research on him after deciding that I was super, super into him. Now, I know you guys are not watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
Right.
Yeah.
which I just want to say, I think you should watch it. You didn't trust me on WandaVision. Okay.
Didn't trust you with the boys.
You do- Oh, you still ain't trust me on that.
Yeah.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's not WandaVision. It's a different flavor, but you know what? I'm really into it. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm all caught up, episode 4 so far. There's only 6. And I had a hard time because I was like, you know what? The Falcon, Anthony Mackie, the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Shaw, and the new Captain America. Spoilers, anyone. Stick your fingers in your ears.
Well, somebody's famous kid.
Well, this is what I didn't know. So the actor's name is Wyatt Russell, and he
Yes.
comes across as Captain America, violent, unpredictable, stubborn, childish. I was in love. So I picked him, even though Anthony Mackie has great arms. So Wyatt Russell is the son of Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had
yeah.
no idea.
Lovely.
He's cute.
Oh my God, he's lovely
He's
with a little
Wyatt
bit of
Russell.
like, kind of like a little bit of a bent nose feeling.
Mhm.
And I didn't know he was the offspring of, 2 of my favorites, which kind of makes it weird now. Like, because I think he's so hot, but like also his parents are like my favorites. So I
He's
don't
the first
know.
one to come up. Oh my God, I know him.
He's
Like,
super,
personally?
No,
You
no,
met
I
him
mean
at
I've
the
seen
club.
him.
he's super cute and so much more talented than his half sister Kate Hudson, who's a big nobody.
He's
Okay.
6'2".
He is
Kate-
6'2", and he can come through.
Kate Hudson is a big star.
Yeah, but
She's
yeah,
a big star.
yeah, but is she somebody?
And she's filthy rich from the yoga clothing.
Oh,
She does like a yoga
disgusting.
line. It's called Fabletics. Honey, I've got some
Another
yoga
reason-
pants.
Nah,
I've got
girl.
yoga pants from fucking Kate Hudson. Don't sleep on Miss Kate
No,
Hudson.
honey, you got yogurt
Honey.
pants because of that yeast infection, bitch. Get your
That's
shit
what they did.
together, girl.
Yes, but you know what? This is how I feel. Like WandaVision called to me, and so I knew I was going to watch it. I just didn't enjoy the first couple of episodes, but then it grabbed me, and I loved it. But I was like, you know what? I almost felt bad. I was kind of like, I was about to start watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I was like, you know what? It's just not calling to me. Even though I love Anthony Mackie and I love me some Bucky Barnes.
The
So-
two of them are
Sebastian.
Sebastian
both-
Stan.
They're both so
Stan.
hot. Anthony Mackie has the most amazing biceps. Holy God.
But also I didn't like the premise. It's like, Cap gives you the shield and you give up the shield. Like, fuck that, dude.
But
like,
mama.
no. I was like,
But that's a big through line. Again,
I couldn't go there for him.
Let go of your expectations. Let
But
go
you
of
know,
your
I'm-
expectations,
I'm a
mama.
massive expectations mama.
Yes, well, all right,
Yes,
fine.
But I did hear little spoiler warning that like the girls from Wakanda show up quite possibly,
and turn it the fuck out.
and apparently turn it out, which kind of
Turn it
which
the
kind of
fuck
made
out.
me feel like, well,
Maybe.
You know who else is in it?
Maybe.
Remember in Solo or Star Wars Story, Enfys Nest? Remember her?
Enfys Nest. Which one is that one?
She was like stealing the vibranium, ultimadium, whatever shit they were after in that movie. The freckly, sort of like light-skinned.
Yes. Yes. The she was like a raider out in the desert. Yeah.
Her name Enfys Nest.
She's from that actress is from New Zealand. Isn't she from New Zealand?
You know what? It's really good. But every time Wyatt Russell's on screen, bitch.
And also, like, I know they're trying to do like a darker captain, like a captain who's unstable. And I like my captain to be like pure as the driven snow.
No, darling.
Yeah.
Let it go. You know what? Hold on to what they're serving you, not what you want it to be. Like, approach the show as this is a show. This is what they're doing with it. If you don't like it, you can stop watching it because you're not going to like what they do with Captain America. You're not gonna like it, bitch. I really,
I'm not sure.
I gagged. He's violent, and I'm here for it.
It's like, dude, come on. And then also, I will say that I am very much looking forward to Loki.
So am I.
Very, very much looking forward to Loki.
And yeah, he could take me to go meet Goldie and Kurt, and I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm part of the family now."
Can I just jump into episode 4 and catch my Wakandan girls?
Nah,
and just
you'll miss. I mean, you can, but you'll miss so much. You'll miss so much. Wow, you're such a purist.
As purist as the driven snow girl.
You're as pure as the driven slush, as they say. All right, so since you're clearly in a grumpy moment, let's move on to the next segment. Bitch, I don't see that. Who'd like to start? I will. Do you know what I'm not seeing?
What are you not seeing?
Hiking. You know, I'm up here in Hooterville and there's mountains and hills and all this kind of bullshit. And people come up here and they want to hike. And in normal times, people be like, hey, do you want to go hiking? My answer is always no, because it just seems like a lot of exertion for nothing. Why do you think God invented cars? Nobody wants to be climbing up rocks and hills and bullshit. No. One time I was in Kauai with Giggles and my friend Rick, and we were going to this very famous spot to go see a waterfall, and it's a 2-hour hike. And they sprung it on me in the car with no warning. And would you believe I caused a hissy fit the whole morning?
Oh, you?
I demanded sunblock, water, an umbrella, and a walking stick, and I complained the whole way up,
You made
girl.
unreasonable demands from Miss Diamond?
Did. And then I was like, no, you guys go on. I'm going to stop for a minute and sit here on this rock. Meanwhile, it's like all these old ladies in June Allison diapers walking past me. Anyway, I cut off my nose to spite my face because I never got to see the absolutely spectacular view. I was like, I'm sitting here on this rock. I'll catch you guys when you come back. Stupid me. It was 5 minutes away.
I remember many years ago, we the three, and this was many years ago, probably like the early 90s, that me, you, and Miss Hedda Lettuce went rollerblading through downtown Manhattan. And I had a hissy fit. I remember I had a hissy fit because we went down some huge steep hill. But I wasn't an okay rollerblader, but not a great one. So like I'm trying to brake, because we're there, and these two fly down the hill, and I'm trying to brake, and honey, I hit the skids and like went face first into the concrete and then and spun around and like went like 15 feet. And I remember, and like they're like, honey, you okay?
As we swung back around,
kind of, and I was like, that's it. Where's the J train? I'm going home. Fuck you guys.
You totally did.
I totally did.
You skidded downhill on the street for like 15, 20 feet. I think you maybe landed in a trash pile or something.
Probably.
You were wounded.
I was wounded.
But I'm like, we were just like, yo, how can this bitch dance, but she can't skate?
But so I understand throwing a hissy. So, but you're the one that usually throws hisses.
But it was only because they didn't warn me. I thought we were just gonna hang out on the beach and look at plumerias and drink coconut juice or whatever. They want me to hike. I'm like, yo, this ain't supposed to be work. Damn you. But it was a great trip. It was the last time I ate an edible and I got fucked up. Moving on.
Oh,
yeah. It hit me like an hour later as I was snorkeling. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
It was not cute. And then we got massages later in the day. I was like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Anyway, who'd like to go next?
Last time I had an edible was at Drive and Drag, and I gagged.
Yes.
Woo! But I don't even.
That's all you got to say. Woo!
Woo!
Thank you, Little Richard.
Honey, I thought I was Little Richard. I was about to bum rush the stage, girl. You're like, woo,
So what are you hoes not seeing?
boo.
I didn't really prepare anything. I'm just thinking kind of last minute what I don't like, which is breeders.
You mean, girl, we got
Breeders?
straight people in the audience.
Not
Like-
that kind of breeder, and I would never say that.
Oh, you mean like-
people who breed dogs?
Oh,
and,
yeah.
in horrible situations, and we get something like this where we have this dog who is barely an adult
Yep.
herself, giving birth to 8 puppies, and now we've got to find 8 homes, and
Yeah.
they've got to be responsible. And they've got,
Or maybe 4 homes that'll take 2 each.
that would
Yeah.
be fabulous, but that's asking a lot, So, and we've got to look at 8 homes. So,
Well, girl, I relate, and I feel you, girl, because one time this man said to me, hey, you want to be a backyard breeder? I didn't know what he meant, but girl, I walked home all sideways.
Was he Asian?
A backyard breeder. Backyard breeder.
Backyard breeder.
didn't Elvis sing that?
Backyard breeder.
Wasn't that in WandaVision? It was Agatha all along.
She was a backyard breeder all along. Backyard breeder is what they call people that just, breed dogs in their yard or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm giving it a pornographic spin. He was like, yo, meet me out by the woodpile. I said, near Margot Kidder. And then
Trust. And Jennifer Lean.
I'll
bring the lean.
Oh, trust, bitch. Well, Miss Booby, I also concur with you. Yes, I don't see that either. Matinga, what are you not featuring, or what are you not seeing? What are you not seeing, girl? I'm losing my thread.
Well, first of all, I want to say that the 3 of us believe in rescuing. That's what we like. My pets came out of the backyard. I literally grabbed newborns out of the backyard, kitties, and there are people that we know that have bought pure breeds, and you do you. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. And there are responsible breeders out there that are licensed and try and do what they do responsibly.
Absolutely.
You make your own choices. I'm going to save an animal.
Right.
What I am over is people in general, but especially the gays, being over COVID. I recently, the other day, I'm on a little website, which I won't even mention. Okay, fuck it. It's called Ass Pigs. And it's called Ass, but I hadn't checked it in like
Is that where
months.
you have your barnyard webcam? Is it streamed
Exactly.
to Ass Pigs? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it is a fetish website, and that's where I get my little hookups and and I have like little round the way boys out there that live, and and I hit them up on occasion, but not in like the past year because I'm being super careful. So I was like, you know what, let me go on Ass Pigs and just see what's happening. I wasn't going to do anything, but I was just like, I wonder what's happening on Ass Pigs. Honey, the queen spread open on Ass Pigs. Spread wide open, rose bushes galore.
Rose bushes.
Yeah, I mean,
wow,
honey,
that's a lot.
Rose Nyland, girl.
Oh, no.
And then
Rose Nyland's bush.
And honey, and I had like messages from this month, like, yo, boo, haven't seen you in a long, long time. Come hit this colon. What you up to? Blah 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 blah. Sending me like dirty pictures, and I'm like, like the type of sex that I have. I mean, honey, like there's like there are internal organs like on the bed.
Right.
And like it's a little deep right now, girl. Like honey, with only 38% of the population has gotten, their vaccines. Hold on a minute, ladies. And then also like on Instagram, all these COVIDs, all these gays, in Mexico and Puerto Vallarta, including my nephew, who is not gay. He's a lovely young man, but him and his friends went to Puerto Vallarta. Every single one of them got COVID. 11 of them. 11 of them. And so it's like, ladies, like we're just rounding the bend. Give it a minute. And like, listen, I want to, listen,
Sorry.
one of my most favorite things, is touching a man's spinal cord from the inside and feeling his heartbeat.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things in the whole world.
Good
Good times. Good times.
Honey, you're
Good times.
you're Hagatha all along.
It was Hagatha all along. It was haggis.
Oh.
And and I need to get back into but honey, like not yet. Not yet.
Are you sure you need to get back into, like, microbes are real, which has been, really brought home to the globe.
Documented.
It's been documented, girl.
Girl, I have been so deep up inside somebody that, girl, I was like, oh my God, Jimmy Hoffa.
Like,
there he goes.
You're not just septic, you're septic tank.
Yeah, exactly.
Girl, that's like some severe shit.
Honey.
Well, you know what? It's good for you to finally have standards.
There you go.
It's good for you to finally draw the line. Now,
give it another 6 or 7 or 8 months, guys. We're almost there.
Well, right, yes. I mean, here's the thing. I think how do you even navigate that? Like, oh, I was vaccinated. Prove it. They have fake vaccination cards.
Show your card.
Yeah, there's a whole thing about that fake vaccination cards out.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I mean, Booby, you don't have to worry because you're in, what's that boring thing called? A marriage. But
yeah. What's that boring? Oh, Booby, you're in Tampa. Booby, you're not anywhere near that toxic waste dump.
His name is Bob, and he's a very nice man.
I love Bob. No, but you know what I'm talking about, the tainted water and harbor. Are you anywhere near that?
No.
Okay, good.
That's good. Drink bottled water anyway, just to be.
So, listen, I'm horny, but there's good porn out there. There's free porn out there. Just hold up.
Free dollars.
Free dollars. Honey, I ordered myself one of those bad dragons. It looks like it's like some evil robot, and we're trying to work things out.
What is it? It's a sex dragon?
It's like a type of evil dildo that has crevices and mountains and stuff like that.
Why?
And where does it go?
It goes in the booty, not my booty. I bring it along on game night,
right?
And I use it on people.
Oh my goodness. Well, I guess that just naturally brings us into the segment we like to call Just the Fact.
Remember that episode of Facts of Life when Mrs. Garrett got caught stealing?
And this is where we're going to talk about an episode of the classic 1980 sitcom, The Facts of Life.
Yes, learning the facts of life.
And is Tony R in the room? Because if he is, it's dedicated to him.
Yes, it is. Okay, so guys, we're in season 2.
Let's tread carefully.
We're going to tread. You know what? We're going to do this respectfully.
Yeah.
But with frisson.
Because she would have a kiki.
Yes, Tony. Yes.
Okay. All right. So we are going to be doing the episode called Cousin Geri.
Yes. And it was season 2, episode 5 of The Facts of Life, by the way.
Yeah. And the reason why we're kind of, walking on eggshells around this one is it could potentially be offensive to people or people that may be sensitive to certain issues. Let's get it out right up front. It is about to use the vernacular of that time, handicapped character, although maybe today we might call them differently abled.
We call them differently abled now, yeah.
Or challenged or whatever. But at this time in the early 80s, handicapped was the term. So when the episode opens, it's the girls just kikiing and ooh-la-laing and being stank about Blair.
Yes,
Blair. Of course.
Blair has won some fine art. Apparently, Blair is a talented artist. And she has won now for the 3rd season, for the 3rd year in a row, the Fine Arts Award. And she's hype. She's hype.
She's playing it for everything it's worth.
Yeah. And I have to say that the girls come in and they're like, get ready. She's feeling her oats.
She's feeling
and
lovely.
So she comes in and she's being a giant ham about it. And I can't tell if it's because she's being very big and very what kind of day are you having? I can't tell if it's bad acting or she's trying to do bad acting.
Oh, she's doing exactly what they wanted her to do. Because they want it to be obvious she's trying to manipulate the conversation to come around to what she's up to because she's a narcissist. Yeah.
But it's so hammy. It's ham down.
Honey, with all that blonde hair.
Yes.
But Natalie and Joe are not featuring her.
No.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
they're not featuring it. And they're over. They're like, oh my God, this bitch won again. Fuck her and her fucking painting. By the way, do we ever see this painting?
No.
They never show it. They show her painting, but they never show the painting.
Right.
So
Because it's a portrait of Joe in the nude.
So, probably. Yeah. Then, of course, Miss Garrett, in her just loving and beatific way, is being supportive of Blair, and and saying, "Hey, tonight we're going to have a special meal. It's going to be all about you." And then there's an awards ceremony. And it's going to be all about you and you and you. But, by the way, you got a call from your mother who said that your cousin is coming to visit. She had a boy's name. I don't remember exactly. I think it was something like Geri, and suddenly Blair kind of goes a little blank.
Right. And she's like, Cousin Geri, that mongoloid bitch.
Oh, and and cousin Geri, of course, is the comedian Geri Jewell. Is it cerebral or cerebral palsy?
Well, they usually say cerebral palsy, but either way.
Cerebral palsy. And I want to say that, Miss Geri Jewell, she did Carson. She was a comedian. Yeah. She was like at the time.
A comedian, as they keep calling her.
Yeah, she was a comedian at the time. And one, not like a big, but like she was one of notes. Right. She had a career.
Right. Yeah.
She's still around.
She is still around. Yeah. She's still working. She wrote a book about her experience. And just, out of Peekskill universe for a second, good on her because, first of all, it takes nerves anyway to get up there and try to be funny.
Uniqueness.
Okay? Yep. Right. It takes all of that. So on top of her disability to do that, takes extra chutzpah, Do I think she's the funniest person ever? No, but I'm going to give her props for going the extra, the extra.
She goes the Bob Hope kind of.
Also, it was humor. The 80s and it was an NBC sitcom. How much are they going to let her really say?
Right. But, without going too far, because we'll talk about the specifics of the episode, I have to say that she comes in, she's got charisma, she's genuinely funny.
But don't they all kind of gag? They all kind of gagged for a second.
Not for a quick little second, but not Miss Garrett.
Miss Garrett, but she's also a little bit like, "Can I help you?"
But she instantly warm and takes her into her confidence and I want to say that Mrs. Garrett for this episode, she gets the A+ award because she's wonderful with Blair, she's wonderful with Geri, she's such a nurturing character. It's really lovely.
When she tells Blair that cousin Geri's coming and she invited her to stay, and Blair is like, "Why?" And she's like, "To be nice."
Yeah,
to be nice.
Like she sells it, and also it's believable,
Yeah, and I invited her to stay the night. Why? To be nice.
To be nice.
Yeah.
So Blair is not happy that cousin Geri's in the house,
and they at first you're thinking like, "Yo, is Blair
shady?
Is she ashamed of her differently abled cousin?" And maybe that's like the direction that you think that they're going.
Yeah, but they were going through.
Yeah, but Geri walks in. She's instantly funny. She's got the girls laughing, and Miss Blair is a little standoffish, a little cold.
Well, she keeps saying like, "I need to go create." Bitch, you ain't creating nothing.
None on that canvas.
Which is very 2021 because have you noticed like online everyone's a creator. And if you think, I was like, wow, like that's so weird. Like that's so 2021.
Right. She has to go create. Girl, get over yourself.
Go create, honey.
Go brush your hair, Blair.
Yeah.
But so at first, Tootie, Natalie, Joe, they're a little awkward around cousin Geri, but
they warm up to her so quick.
Well, they're, especially Tootie in the way that a child would be is curious.
Yeah.
She's like, "Does it hurt? How do you get it?"
Yeah.
Can you catch it?
And even though the other one's like, "Don't be like that," cousin Geri's like, what's worse than stupid questions is ignorance or something to that effect.
Ignorant people.
And well-written episode because, I don't think that Geri Jewell's ish was that she wanted to be the poster girl for cerebral palsy. No, she wanted to be a comedian.
Right.
But you know what? In her place, especially as a woman in the industry, she had to teach as well. And I think that this episode really kind of like does it in a subtle enough way to to not make it like, well, students, it's la 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 la.
Well,
They keep it natural.
You never feel bad for Geri.
You don't.
Ever.
And you know what? And she didn't feel bad for herself.
Right. So
yeah.
So they're having this dinner for Blair. Oh wait, before we get to the dinner for Blair, the girls scamper off to do something, and Blair's upstairs
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
Yes.
And then Howard, the cook, who I wasn't even sure ever turned up again, appears. And he's, and he knows who Geri is because he's a member of the Moose Lodge, where Geri's
of the
playing.
Moose Knuckle Lodge.
Of the Candied Moose Lodge.
Yes.
And so he's like, he goes, oh, because I have a seat, and bends over. And Mrs. Garrett's like, I wouldn't brag about that.
I wouldn't brag.
yeah.
Because he's got those flat white pancakes. But so he tries to offer her some really bad jokes. And Geri's like, well, I don't do farm humor, but thanks. Thanks a whole lot, Howard. And so they all go to the celebratory dinner for the Fine Arts Festival and Blair, and they have a giant banner with her name. How'd they make that banner in one day?
Oh, honey, you got 300 girls at that school. You make it happen.
So it was like a sweatshop.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, honey, they got the girls working in the kitchen.
That's true.
Honey.
In the kitchen.
Yeah, but first Joe goes up because, she has Blair has a little conversation with Geri, but then she's like, listen, I got to go write my speech and blah, 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 blah. And she dashes, and Mrs. Garrett is like, honey, spend a little time with your cousin. And then she's like, Blair, and she's like, and Blair pays it and goes upstairs. Blair, ladies.
Yeah.
Ladies. And
who's the Prime Minister of Britain? Is it still Tony Blair?
Tony Blair.
Go on.
We could go down a special road, but so then
special, you say? Go on.
Yes, and then so first Joe goes up to Blair's room, and gives Blair the what for. Or like, yo, girl, what are you doing? Are you ashamed?
Get it together.
She's fierce, la 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 la. She and Blair is like, you don't understand, and then Miss Garrett comes up, and she's like, what are you doing? You're being so mean to your cousin. Why aren't you spending time with your cousin? And unlike the audience is led to believe that Blair is ashamed of her cousin, but she's not. She's jealous, which is kind of equally as bad. Because Blair is this beautiful girl who's clearly like the star of the day. It's like, girl, like let your cousin have some. She's a spoiled brat. Like, let your cousin have some shine, girl. But what Blair is afraid of is that Geri's gonna come and steal the spotlight on her special night. So I'm like, okay, so we kind of understand that. But Mrs. Garrett is still like, Blair, you better go downstairs.
I don't think that embarrassment and jealousy, I don't think they're on equal footing. Because if you're embarrassed by someone, you think that they're less than you or are going to make you look bad. Jealousy is when you think that someone's better than you. So it's putting them like on a higher plane.
And it's because they get family dinners, and on Thanksgiving, everyone's focused on
nobody was gagging on Blair's squash souffle.
On her squash souffle, honey. I'm sure at some point somebody ate her squash souffle and enjoyed it.
On asspigs.com.
It was probably Joe.
Oh, trust, bitch.
Yeah.
So they're at this dinner with the sweatshop
twist.
banner. Yeah, it was a little twist. And the girl, and by the way, who the fuck is picking these outfits? Natalie is dressed so horribly. She's got a shirt with overalls and a pink little bow. Joe wearing the same thing she wore the night they got arrested, so I'll give them continuity.
Yeah, listen, Joe hasn't changed her panties all season.
What panties?
Yeah, like it's like a shirt and no panties.
Going commando.
It's like, girl,
you take the good, you take the bad. So they're waiting.
And they put suspenders on Geri.
And they put suspenders on Geri. So they're finishing dinner. And the girls are pleading with Geri to do her act because they are so desperate for entertainment.
Yeah. Because like how much scissoring can a bunch of girls take?
Right, exactly. And she hasn't done her thing at the Moose Knuckle Lodge yet, but she's here at Eastland. And so Geri gets up to do her stand-up set.
And it's funny. I think that Geri is funny during the show, like in the script. But then when she gets up to do her stand-up, I thought it was a little tepid.
Well, she has one good line. I was fired from my job as a waitress because they didn't like how I tossed salad. I'm like, bitch, you ain't never ate ass before. You ain't never ate ass, bitch.
But it's okay now because now I work at Shakey's, and I was like, oh, yo, they called out Shakey's.
Right.
Shakey's Pizza. Oh, honey.
Which is funny. And then, of course, Blair comes in and gets up on stage with her to do a number like they used to do as kids. And they're doing jokes. Well, first they're doing terrible jokes.
Yeah.
Horrible jokes. And then Blair says, hey, did you hear the one about the cousin who never told, the girl who never told her cousin how great she was? Obviously, this is her way of apologizing to Geri.
Yeah.
And I love you, Blair.
Blair with no comic timing.
No comic timing, but gorgeous hair. And,
it brought a tear to my eye. I have to say.
They kiss and hug on stage and make up, and it's a very tender, slightly awkward moment. Yeah. And then Mrs. Garrett saves the day by continuing their song "Tea for Two," and honey, shrill and singing it loud.
And oh, the hills are alive. But she does when they hug. Geri does say, "I love you, Blair."
She does,
and it's so lovely.
I cried.
It's lovely.
It is very sweet. But thank God for Mrs. Garrett saving the day by getting that sing-along going. How do these teenage girls know all the words to Tea for Two?
Thank you.
And what the fuck is a sugar cake? What is a sugar cake?
A sugar cake is ass cheeks.
Oh, yeah. Shit,
honey,
girl.
My concave ass cheeks.
That's like when
sugar cake.
When you sharing the pipe, girl, yo, I got tea for two. What up? What up? Tea for two and two for tea. Let's stay awake for 20 hours and freaking breathe. Hello.
Honey, me for you and you for me, honey.
And you for me and you the truth.
And Miss You the truth, honey.
And that brings us to a very special episode of The Facts of Life called Cousin Geri.
That's right.
Which would have been fierce if it was Geri Blank from Strangers with Candy.
Thank you.
That's reason to be embarrassed.
Yes, and you know what? Good episode. Geri shows up again here and there.
Yes, she does.
And I think it's one of the better episodes of season 2.
Yeah,
right. And there is a nice little point where Mrs. Garrett's trying to be understanding, and she's like, "Oh, I love the Jerry Lewis telethon." And Cousin Geri's like, "Oh, well, that's fierce, but that's muscular dystrophy, bitch."
That's muscular. That was a funny line.
Yeah. That was very funny. So I thought it was a good episode. I was a little trepidatious because of the sensitive issues around it, but
she had a kiki with it.
It's a good episode.
It's good. It was good,
and it does give a little depth to Blair's character, I believe. Yeah. So that brings us to the closing of this particular episode of So Auntieways. So Auntieways number 9. Do you guys have anything you'd like to add to this squash souffle of a podcast?
It's been real.
It's been so real.
I just want to say that I love you all for loving me. Thank you. Thank you very much. And slip into my DMs and I'll send you a picture of my concave sweet cake.
Yeah. Your concave sugar cake straight from the barnyard.
Yes, my concave sugar cake.
Honey from the barnyard here on StreamYard. This is Mike Diamond.
This is Miss Matinga.
And this is Booby.
So Auntieways.
Auntieways.